cotton is everywhere. Of course, it's in your closet in the form of your clothes. It's in your house in the form of fabrics. And it's even in your wallet. Join National Geographic Explorer Alexandra Cousteau in her quest for cleaner cotton as she travels the world to find a more sustainable way to fashion. Germany, the forefront of sustainable fashion, and India, where farmers are changing the entire industry one plant at a time. For the love of fashion. Meet Alexandra Cousteau. She is the granddaughter of famous oceanographer and filmmaker Jacques Cousteau and a National Geographic Emerging Explorer. Now as a new mother, she has a concern rooted in her entire family's deep connection to the health of the planet.
Approximately half of all textiles are made of cotton, but current cotton production methods are environmentally unsustainable. So to understand how this can be reversed, I'm going to travel to the cotton hotspots.
Twice a year, Berlin hosts the Ethical Fashion Show, an event where designers and producers present their latest collections, most of them organic and sustainable. The fashion show hosts designers and brands from all over Europe. All of these innovators are environmentally conscious and work for sustainable and ethically produced clothing. But what about the common buyer? Today we purchase about 80 billion new clothes a year, but with such a high level of consumption, is our planet sustainable? Does organic cotton offer a solution? I'm going to a fashion store to find out what people think about it.
Can I ask you a question? Have you ever heard of organic cotton?
Never heard of organic cotton.
No? Did you know that you're in the organic cotton section?
Yeah, I did. It matters to me what I eat, so why shouldn't it matter what I wear?
Cotton has been used for over 7,000 years. The ancient Egyptians were one of the first to create fabrics out of cotton. Today, it is one of the most important natural fibers in the world. 35% of all clothes are made of it. 77 countries today grow cotton, mostly in hot climate zones. The three top producers are the US, China, and India, growing 2/3 of all cotton worldwide. But how are the big players in the industry coping with the idea of sustainable fashion? I'm going where many Germans buy their clothes, a C&A department store. C&A is one of the few big players in the clothing retail industry that has created an entire line of sustainable cotton.
I was wondering, is this all really organic cotton?
Ja, und Sie merken auch schon die Qualität von Bio-Baumwolle.
And I'm curious, do you think the customers that come here, they know about organic cotton?
Ja, also viele Kunden kommen halt extra auch hierher, weil sie Bio-Baumwolle ich sage jetzt mal, günstigeren Preisen bekommen. Und von daher, viele Kunden sind sehr zufrieden mit der Qualität. Ja.
Good. That's great.
In 2014, C&A was named the top user of organic cotton by Textile Exchange. The organization compiles the list based on the data voluntarily provided by participating companies. I wonder why a 175-year-old company like C&A has decided to place its chips on organic cotton. David Miller is the head of fabric at C&A and one of its main experts on organic cotton.
C&A has made a real commitment to organic cotton.
By 2020, we want to be 100% sustainable cotton fiber. At the moment, cotton accounts for around 70% of the fibers we use in the store. And basically what we want to do make sure that not all 100% organic, but a lot of it will be, say, 50 to 60% organic. The rest will be what we call BCI, which is the Better Cotton Initiative, which is still using GMO seeds, but using better farm practices, like less water, less pesticides, less fertilizers. So it really has less impact on the environment. Or 100% of the cotton by 2020 within the store will be farmed and produced in a more sustainable way.
So anyone who cares about water, about wildlife and biodiversity,
correct.
If you care about any of those things, you should care about organic cotton, right? Is that what you're saying?
Organic cotton. Yeah, you should be buying it. The other thing, just to mention, we just launched an initiative in India with the WWF, which with the C&A Foundation for the Bengal tiger. So one of the challenges there was to protect the environment for the tiger, but how do you protect an income for the people that live there? So organic cotton was the perfect fit.
If India is one of the biggest organic cotton producers, I need to go there.
We're here in central India in a region called Madhya Pradesh. Now this part of India is really traditional with a lot of rural communities and isolated villages. But there is change afoot as farmers move from conventional to organic agriculture, especially in the cotton industry.
Here, people have been growing cotton for centuries. With a population of 1.25 billion in India, up to 6 million people worked in the cotton industry. I arrive in Satrundi. Tursing Singhad and his family are performing a puja, a morning prayer. Tursing is a cotton farmer. One of the offerings this morning is a coconut. Tursing gives some of it to each family member. Now the day can begin and the adults can go to work. Tursing Singhad began farming when he was a young man. It's a tough job, but it's what he does. For the past 5 years, he's been growing organic cotton on his 4-acre field, and his work has never been the same since.
हम बनिए से ला रहे थे दवाई उधार और उसको बहुत ब्याज लगा रहा था। उसके बाद हमारे पास पैसे भी नहीं थे, तो हम जमीन गिरवे रख के हमने उसको दवाई ला रहा था। फिर भी उसको उधार बनिए के जो पैसे 18-20 हज़ार हो रहे थे दवाई के, वो फिर भी अपने खेत में फसल होने के बाद भी उसका कर्जा नहीं उतर रहा था।
Then he made the switch to organic cotton.
तो फिर हमने दवाई लाना बंद कर दी, तो फिर हमने घर की दवाई बनाई। ये जैविक खेती शुरू की, वहाँ से हमारे कम से कम अच्छे पैसे बचत होने लगे। 15 से हर साल 10 से 15 हज़ार रुपये हमारा बच जाता था। तो मैंने अभी तक 80 हज़ार रुपये की बचत कर ली।
He is saving money by not buying pesticides, but most importantly, he can reuse the seed, another enormous savings. When he farmed GMO cotton, Tursing says he had to buy new seeds every year.
हमारे घर के अंदर ही गोबर गाय का पेशाब और ये गोबर दोनों मिला के और काली मिट्टी मिला के हमको इसको उपचार करते हैं। बीज उपचार करके हमको छाया में सुखा लेते हैं इसको। तो ये क्या है कि 1 महीने तक अपने खेत में जो उसका गाय का गोबर में खुशबू रहता, उसमें कोई कीड़े नहीं लगते। ये कपास है अपना, बिल्कुल लूज इसकी नरम रुई है, बिल्कुल ये।
Wow, that's so soft and so fine. You can see each individual strand. It really does look like the cotton you imagine. But these seeds are really well hidden in there. Hard to get out.
Hi.
Back in the village of Satrundi, Tursing invites me to a shady spot in front of his house. He's making an all-natural organic pesticide for all the cotton crops. With spicy peppers, garlic, ginger, and some onions. It helps protect the plant against some common pests like caterpillars, mites, and trips.
And it also keeps the land healthy. It keeps the plants healthy, keeps the farmer and his family healthy. So it's really a win-win all the way around.
Tursing needs to add water to the spicy mix, leave it for a week, and then he can use it on his cotton plants. The organic pesticides does not kill the plant or any bugs, but it makes it really uncomfortable for the insects. They stay away, just like me. Next, I meet Anita Chester. She is head of sustainable raw materials at CNA Foundation. Her job is to convince more farmers like Tursing to take up organic cotton farming.
Let me take you to a cotton field that's part of the organic cotton project we support. Cotton is such an important part of the fashion industry. It's such an important fiber. If 99% of it continues to grow the way it is, it's not a great thing. So we really have to work hard to see how cotton can be grown more sustainably. Of course, there are various things that are happening around the world, but I think a lot more needs to be done.
75% of the global organic cotton comes from India. But in the past few years, that production has declined, making the job of people like Chester even harder. So how big is the demand from the fashion side for this organic cotton?
Well, cotton as an industry is huge. There's more than 26 million tons of cotton grown globally. And organic is unfortunately a very small part of it. I think last year we had less than 120,000 metric tons of organic cotton in the world.
Reducing the environmental impact cotton is having on our world requires participation. CNA Foundation can't do it on its own.
This requires the industry to act collectively, and we're supporting to catalyze an industry platform where brands can participate and act collectively to invest in this space. It's called the Organic Cotton Accelerator. We already have H&M, Kering, Eileen Fisher and CNA part of it. And we hope many others will join to help us succeed in this goal.
I want to experience for myself what a day in the field is like. The women are kind enough to take a newbie like me with them. And they know it's going to be hot. It's hard work. You're bent over for hours and it's rough on your hands. Prying the cotton off the plant is harder than it looks, and of course, I am the slowest of the workers this afternoon. It's amazing how much cotton this group of women was able to harvest from the plants. After the cotton has been collected, it's off to the nearby city, a busy little market town where farmers from as far as 20 kilometers come to sell their cotton. After weighing, the organic cotton goes from this cart to a large pile, where it will be processed in the gin. By the end, all of the seeds are separated from the bull, and many of them are reused. Pratibha Syntex is an organic cotton textile manufacturer which buys most of the organic cotton grown in the region of Madhya Pradesh. Production at Pratibha Syntex has the goal that all steps are sustainable. At Pratibha Syntex, they make 12,000 tons of knitted fabrics every year. 65 knitting machines use new dyeing technology. That reduces the production of wastewater by 60% and saves 30% of energy at the same time.
Our intent is to convert our entire cotton production into organic, fair trade cotton farming production, and that is the direction we are working in. I think there is a huge disconnect between people seeing food and clothing as very separate, but as far as I am concerned, food and clothing is totally integrated. It comes from the same soil, it uses the same air, same water, same people who are there on the ground.
At Pratibha Syntex, the sewing machines are humming every day. Their clothes are exported to over 20 countries.
I would say organic cotton is a lot cheaper than conventional cotton. If we look at the true value of cotton, the cost that goes in water treatment, in waste management, in environmental management, in health management, which is not accounted for regularly in the products. If we see all of that, organic would be considerably cheaper.
What I've seen so far at Pratibha Syntex factory is good working conditions, reasonable working hours, support for workers' families who can send their kids to school, and there's no child labor at all. My mission is accomplished.
At the end of this journey, it's become clear to me that the sustainable production of cotton is not only possible, but it's a necessary way forward, benefiting people, communities, wildlife, soil, and water. Each item of clothing that we buy, from our socks to our t-shirts to our favorite pair of jeans, has a story. And for us to have a sustainable future, that story needs to start with each and every one of us.